Hey, yo, welcome to the stream, everybody. If you don't know, I was told you up in this bitch, yeah? Go ahead. I'm watching some videos right now on YouTube about this update. See if we go ahead and move me a little joint too as well. Next to the library. Okay. Right now, I'm just watching videos to learn where the weapon cases are and other stuff that are very useful. Shouts out to Spanky for that, y'all. Subscribe, my nigga. Nobody outweighed his dancers. I wonder if you, well, I know now you can't do it, but was it a chance back then when the game came out? Could you use a defibrillator on yourself? That would have been crazy. So you could actually self-revive just in case you get knocked. My boy just got shot in the back. That does happen. It scared the shit out of me. That's why I like putting on from actually chat and talking, cause I swear to God, yo. Alright. Let me get the stream. I got some clothes in the machine. I wish I could upload thumbnails. Here we go. Continue playing these video games. I'm a little fun here today. We'll put a shirt on too. Gaza Nation. Oh yeah, everybody that been coming to and follow me to as well on the game when I told you to follow me, I appreciate you. Oh God. I realize I got 781 now. Let's go. They actually do follow me, bro. I just started playing this shit Friday gone to as well like I feel. I don't really know much, but I'm getting better every day. My lighter start sparking this shit and we're gonna go ahead and work on my I think I finished my gunsmith bench. It's at level 3 now. I'm working on my gear bench now. I need an industrial battery. And then I'm gonna work on the explosives too as well along the way. Which is I need synthesized fuel. 3 of them. Inventory looks pretty alright. I'm gonna leave that right there. Put that back in there too for now. Could go in for the night one, eh? But it's a big but. People PvP in here a lot. And I say a lot, like a lot. I ran into somebody that needed some help too as well. He was running from the dude. You check? I told me he was right around the corner chasing him. As soon as that dude came around that corner, I popped him open. Pop, 2 shots with the Advil. And my boy ran up on him with a shotgun and killed him. I knocked him out though. That shit was so much fun. But what I gotta do is get in and get out. I wanna kinda check some crates. Check some stuff. I got 40, 47. Let's go in, man. Okay. Ain't no use in being scared anyway. Let me get some more shotgun shells. Just in case. I need some heavy ammo too as well. Alright, let's go. Remember? Shoot if you feel threatened. They don't say don't shoot, you shoot first. I like being friendly, but ain't everybody up in the bit friendly.
your eyes adjusted to the dark yet, Raider?
Nope. Okay, first, I want to go here. These are my favorite spots. That's my favorite spot to go to. Ps5. Out the joint real quick. That's nice. Radio attach key. There's a lot of bots around here. I gotta be careful. Come on, jump, baby girl. Wolfpack blueprint. Let's go. The rubber ducky for luck. You know what I mean? I do apologize if I do go quiet. Sometimes I like listening a little bit more than speaking because I do talk a lot. And then I might run into somebody who's camping or just sitting around the corner waiting for me to come up. I don't know what's out there, but I'm gonna wait for a little bit. Sounds like there's a robot right outside. That's my worst enemy right there. That Rocketeer scares the shit out of me. I hate that Rocketeer so much. Hey, yo, what's up, bro? Be careful. Yeah, I'm friendly too. There's a Rocketeer outside. Be careful, okay? Hey, can you follow me on my YouTube? Yeah, Toby_A69 is my YouTube, bro. Can you follow me? Yeah, I just started streaming on this. I'm on the YouTube right now, just chilling. It's nice meeting you, though. You found it? Did you find it? It's TOBI_869. Just like my username, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you, G. Come on. I think I'm right next to you. Hello. Hello, bro. Friendly here. Not gonna shoot. I just came to check on my weapons case. I normally come over here.
Okay.
Hey, you mind if I ask you a question?
What?
Do you have YouTube? I just started playing this Arc Raiders game on YouTube. I'm a streamer, yeah? If you could give me a follow, I appreciate it.
Alright.
My YouTube is Toby_A69. You should see me live right now. I'm just trying my best to learn this game right now, yeah? And get some guns along the way. I heard there's a nice spot. Let me holster my weapon. Huh?
You have another subscriber.
I appreciate you, bro. Hey, look. The weapon case changed. There's a weapon case right here, bro. Hey, I appreciate telling them people too as well, yeah? I'm gonna add you too as well, if that's okay. Added both of y'all. I got me a blueprint for the, what you call it? A wolf pack. I got me a wolf pack blueprint. That was awesome. Thanks. If I'm correct, there's another one around this area. Just to go this way. We're gonna go check this house over here. Look at that hurt. I'm right in the house with you, okay? Stupid bot. Hey, yo, welcome to the stream, bro. I think it's this house. I'm not sure. But what's up, everybody? And thanks for that follow, y'all. I'm gonna go straight to the top here. Nice. So the dude already came in here and looted it. But this is what I was looking for. Some quick XP. Hello? Hey, what's up, man? Come on. I found me a cat bed. Yes. I'm gonna take those later. Right now I'm trying to upgrade my stash, so I'm just looking for stuff with the diamonds on it. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Make sure y'all follow me on my Twitch too, so in case you don't see me live over here on my YouTube, you could always find me on my Twitch, okay? Okay. Some here.
Go to the Santa Maria houses.
Right? I heard there's some good stuff over here too. Look like I missed some stuff. No? Open. That hurt. We're in Santa Maria. 16 seconds. 60 minutes. At first I thought everybody could hear me, but I just realized I gotta put some extra chat on first for them too. But doesn't seem to be anything much in here. There's a power bank. There we go. This is what I was looking for. This right here. Reach and search. I can't reach it though. Hey, do you want help, bro? Do you want help, bro? I could help you, yeah? Yeah, I'm gonna help you like this. Me, Toby. I think you just subscribe to me too. I'm gonna help shoot down the bot. Don't worry. Let's get out of here alive, bro. How did that hit me? Damn. Gotta remember to dodge. That shot is cut. Oh my god. I'm still here, yeah? I gotta reload.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
here too.
Rolex, quick question though. How do you breach the thing over here? There's a breaching thing.
Oh, you need to unlock it from the kill case, the red one, just below.
Oh, okay, okay. That's the last bat too as well. Thanks for that. I'm working on that
Yeah.
same red one right now too as well. No problem, bro. I'm streaming right now at Toby underscore A69 on YouTube, just so you know. I'm gonna go ahead and dip out of here.
There's another one looking at us.
Yeah, I saw it, so I jumped in here. They be shocking me up a lot, taking down my life. I don't really have much syringes left.
Oh shit, another one.
Yeah, I'm about to be out of ammo too.
Close this window.
Come on. I'm gonna dip up out of here now, bro. You have a great day though, yeah? Hope you find whatever you're looking for. You too, man.
Let's head home in Southern Station.
Water pump. Those low grenades gonna come in handy. Another medium shield. This. I think I needed that. Some kind of mission. Normally we have a weapon case right here. Oh, there it is. So, right here in the house, Santa Maria. Much. I don't need it. Hey, bro. I left a medium shield thing here if you want it. In the bag right here. Yeah. You could have switched it just in case you get in trouble. I'm heading out now. See you, man.
I will.
Have fun too, bro. Damn, my aim was so bad just now. Like, so bad.
An orbiter is en route. Safe window is closing. 10 minutes to get there. I repeat, 10 minutes. Go to that location. Let's head home at the northern station.
I'm gonna be careful. Hey, friendly around. Do you need help? I ain't gonna fuck up this guy. Okay, we need to be really careful. So glad I had those vital shots. Okay, now I just gotta go to the water towers. Alright. Hey y'all. Hello.
All Raiders, arc on screen. 5 minutes left. Go find your way home. I repeat, 5 minutes.
I'm gonna join up in here with you, alright? I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm trying to get out of here. That was nice. We got a blueprint. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go check on my machine real quick and be right back, y'all. I have some clothes in the machine right there. I wanna go make sure they're alright and then sell these. You know what? Empty the bag. Learn and consume. Leaving that bed alone because chicken needs it. Turn to 4K. I just need some olives for you now. Nah, I'll be right back, y'all. The good thing we went in there.
I got my hands full, so no.
People show shelter.
The kids like to kick the cases into the vents as hard as they can. But apparently,
Okay. We're going to the dam now. Lush bloom. Increase amount of nature. No, there shouldn't be no weapon mods around, laying around. What gun do I have the most of? SMG. So let's start using some of the SMG ammo then. We're gonna go with this pistol. Mission, I could just finish. Let me go see. So we're going to the down to finish up this mission right here.
I got my hand. The kids like to kick
Okay, I
the
got the water
cases
tower.
into events as hard as they can. But apparently, that's not how you play football.
Alright, let's go. Can't really play the music in here, so I gotta be careful. That's why I like YouTube. I mean Twitch. When I'm ready, I could play music, but it mutes for me, and then I post it on my YouTube over there. From over there. I just got my work clothes clean, everything washed.
Remember to grab as many goodies as you can from those medical facilities. Just resist the urge to sit on a horde of syringes, okay? Go to that location.
Gotta go around that. So good. Hey yo. I'm just passing through, man. What's up, bro? I ain't seem to be like you know about this spot. Go see if you left it. The ammo. Some of those mediums.
Let's move to that location.
Okay, Red Lake. I gotta get that security breaching thing. I'm just gonna keep moving this way. I figure it's named the red light because of how much people died over here. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. And if you go in here, there should be a weapon case. I need the gun parts. I have to upgrade my stuff.
Let's go to that location.
How much money? How much have we got? Oh, we got enough. Pretty far away still though. I'm gonna use this way instead. So what I gotta do now is water tower. Let's just keep it pushing.
What's up, man?
What's up, bro? Have a great day, man. Hey, can you
Hey,
follow my
brother.
YouTube,
What's up,
bro?
man? What's up? What's up?
You see my name, Toby _ 869?
869. Yeah. You want me to follow you?
Yeah, please, bro. I'm a small streamer coming up, yeah? I just got this game too as well. I'm gonna add you too as well. I bet. I'm gonna add you so you remember. Have a good one too. Yeah, I'm adding all the friendlies, bro. See, this could be like a shortcut here. And I'm gonna keep my health up. Warriors. You don't need that. Hey, guy, friendly. There's a leaf here. I'm trying to get away from it. saving those two adrenaline shots for later. Just in case I need to run to a safe spot. I got a suppressor on this too, yeah, so I gotta remember that. Just kneel down and take my time and shoot this. See? Oh, one shot to that bitch. Beautiful. I like seeing that. I was gonna search it, yeah, but let's keep moving. I just wanted it to be on my way. Plus, I'm doing trials too. I didn't even know the trials gives you weapons and stuff. It gives you weapons, attachments, and all kind of good shit. I think I might start. Yeah, nice. Found a red attach. I think I might start going here and do those. I just gotta fight arcs and do damage to them. I haven't fought the queen yet, but I fought most of the rest of them. I just need to kill the rocketeer and the queen. Nah, I already fought the rest of them. Still learning about the weak spots of the arcs though. I won't lie, it's kind of, now I know it's more fun to fight them. But some of them are still really strong even though you know the weak points. Because if you can't shoot off the armor that's protecting it, you're pretty much fucked. It says take pictures of something over here. Let's go ahead and find it real quick. The goal. There it is. Alright, that completes the mission. There you go.
Go to the station.
I got 12 shots. I gotta start looking for some heavy ammo. Ah, man. I could just play some bats over here. It still is. Some of those ox. There's these three. Oh, they're coming back. We're gonna keep it pushing. I want to take out a satellite surveyor, some type of rolling ball, but it's really fast. I always take D4. Get the shit out of me. I think people do spawn over here though, so there's a weapon case that spawns here sometimes. I heard. I just passing through to see if I see it. Take a breath. The Raiders has me. Open these. Okay, everything is shut down. Got 11 seconds to hit there.
Let's go to the dome. Head home at the central swamp lift.
We'll head over to that dome and see what we can come out with. Now let's just time this right. We got 9 minutes.
Orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing. You have 10 minutes to return to Veranda. I repeat, 10 minutes.
done. I really like fighting them now. These wing ones especially because I know how to shoot out of wings. Oh no, homie died here. I am son. Take these, bro. So sad to see him die here, bro. I wish I was here quicker. I could have helped you maybe. Hey, y'all, welcome to the stream, bro. I'm kind of wondering what got him now in a sense. Got 10 seconds, let's keep moving. Yo, what's poppin', bro? There's a lot of ox, so be careful. I bet. Okay. Two baskets and shit. I'm gonna dip out soon. I need this. I got 5 minutes.
Let's head home at the central swamp list.
I like how my Advil could go in one shot of me in a second.
All raiders, we have Ark on screen. 5 minutes left. Go find a way home. I repeat, 5
We're going out of
minutes.
here. Open sesame. Oh, I need that too, yeah. Appreciate you. Level up my explosives. Top explosives. Right now we're just looting back towards the excavation point. I need this. I know what it's for. Let's hop out a bandage. Okay, I won't lie, that was nice. And we're gonna hit this syringe right here. And let's U-Haul over this way. Come on. I ain't taking that, yeah? I gotta heal. Oh, fuck. I definitely do not want to fight you. Silent Salam in the house. Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, my G? I almost died right there, but I'm so glad I know how to dodge roll now. It just says, thanks for that follow too, my G. I appreciate it, yeah? And welcome to the stream. If you don't know now, I know it's Toby up in this bitch. I just hope that Rocketeer. I don't have nowhere to hide here, bro. Oh, this might work. I'm gonna sit right here. Wait, nope. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
2 minutes left. Head back immediately. The window is closing.
Fuck off, Rocketeer. Damn. Come on, open up, please. Yeah, I made it. Ah, that was crazy. Yo. Oh, hey, this was nice. So I'm glad I found this here. Mission complete. All right. I gotta remember to pick up some olives for the chicken. I got some keys though. Ammunition looking good again. Okay, we need some of these. I'm thinking about making one of those. One of those SMGs. This one about to break. I'm carrying that one with me. Okay. How high can I carry it? I want to use my mechanical components, so make sure I put them on for tracking those still. I never used this before. I found a couple before. I just lost them. Um, I'm gonna deck out that gun right there. So you need a stock, right? Stock and an underbarrel. That's what we're banging right now.
Always nice to see a fresh smell success. Fantastic. Now I just need to feel the team. Action, make that too. I got my hands full, so no rush with that distilling. Would be great to finish my designs though.
Alright, it's 12 o'clock. We gotta go get something to eat. Um, I like it. It looks nice.
Yes! Ugh, dang it!
Appreciate it.
Check this out.
My bad. Work together?
Hmm. Right here. I like that one. All right. I'm gonna go get something to eat real quick and come back chat. Shouldn't take too long. Meanwhile, I could play a little music though for some people that might wait out for this. we're back. While we eat, we're gonna watch some videos on the dam. So I could learn more about the best loot spots and where to go and how to go and manage myself towards the game. Depending on where I land too. Because they do spawn you in randomly sometimes wherever you wanna go, you might not be able to go.
Using these fast, low-risk, hidden loot spots, I've found blueprints, and powerful weapon you can think of, and best of all, there's nearly no risk. What's up guys, Smith here, and today I want to show you some hidden loot locations on Dam that you can incorporate into your daily matches. We're going to go over the preparation, the execution, the cleanup, and the extraction. By the time you finish this video, you should be leaving every match on Dam with at least 1 or 2 awesome weapons to add to your definitely not full stash. Apologies if I sound a bit hoarse and breathy today. I've got tonsillitis, so I'm going to get through this as best I can, but please bear with me. This method works in both solo and group play, but is easier, safer, and more beneficial for solo players. Mostly because you don't need to share loot with friends, and players are typically less aggressive in solo lobbies. Typically, don't hold me to that, but typically. I'm going to show you each of these locations individually, but they are easily incorporated into a loot run if that's your preferred style of play. Personally, I don't recommend doing that. Loot runs are dangerous. Your objective and attention is 100% dedicated to achieving a very specific loot-orientated goal. In my experience, this often leads to bad decisions and encounters that would otherwise be avoided. Having an entire run resting on whether or not you extract after 25 minutes of tedious looting opens up a lot of frustrating outcomes, whereas incorporating these into regular matches has a better payoff. When you spawn in, just have a quick look at where you're at. You'll know the locations in this video by the end of it. If you're nearby, grab a couple. If you're running past them during a match, just take a quick look. This gives you a net positive on guns almost every round.
Okay. So I got 2 up by power generation. I'll knock off from the testing annex. And then 4 of them go straight up to the swamp area. Starting from the mark over there. Okay. I got memory muscle of it now.
Increasing your arsenal and giving you more opportunities to load into Stella Montis with a 50,000 coin loadout, so you can die to the very first team you encounter and start the process all over again. In the interest of transparency and not wasting your time with false promises and clickbait thumbnails, this is among the worst runs I did when I hit every spot in a single session. I have run this route as a route, despite saying that's not the best way to do it, countless times, and maybe encounter players 1 in 15. It's all very much on the outskirts, and if you've got any experience on the Dam Battlegrounds map, you'll know the areas that are going to be slightly questionable, and you can just take a slightly longer route around and avoid players almost entirely. So for the preparation, as always, when following YouTube videos, I recommend trying this completely naked to begin with. You risk losing nothing and can confirm the information in the video is fair and accurate. I'm not going to call out names or anything, but the level of misinformation and false promises surrounding YouTube content creators and ARC raiders is staggering. It's really, really bad. A naked run, unlike a free loadout run, gives you a safe pocket so you can always leave the match with at least your most valuable item, and then if something goes wrong, you don't hate me as much because you haven't lost anything. Otherwise, it's probably best to go in with basic supplies that you are comfortable replacing. I do not suggest a free loadout for this due to the lack of a safe pocket. If you load in with just the very basics of loot and you get a bobcat or a tor or anything that's remotely useful, you're net positive. Whereas if you come in without that safe pocket, you run the risk of losing everything. A basic loot in Mark 1 costs 6 plastic and 6 rubber. With a light shield, that's an extra 2 arc alloys and 4 plastic. From there, just select the weapon you're comfortable with. Personally, I'm confident I can avoid arc 95% of the time, so I would bring a weapon on the small chance of encountering players, either a low-level kettle or a stitcher. Most of these areas, you're not going to be encountering a lot of the fireballs and stuff, so you don't have to worry too much about those. You just have to be smart when you're trying to avoid the flying arc. The goal of this run is to leave with rare and epic weapons. The benefits of such are drastically reduced if you're bringing in rare and epic weapons to achieve this. So learn the route first, master locations, and then add them to future runs regardless of whatever gear you're going in with. As an added tip, if you bring something with more than one safe pocket, store your medical supplies in there. I like to bring 5 shield recharges and 5 bandages into every match, but I rarely find I use more than 2 in a single encounter. Just remember, whether you're 25 minutes into a run or loading into a fresh match, your safe pockets should never be empty. Right, let's get on to the locations. So for the first one, we're on the northeast section of the map. There is a Raider's Nest here that has, this is probably one of the lowest spawn rates. I'm going to go over the sort of success rate of each of them as we go through. This one's probably 50-50. I've found it here a couple of times, but it's also not here sometimes. So just jump up the side here. When you get to this last little bit, as you jump, hold forward and then press jump again, and you should bolt up to the top. You will sometimes find a medical bag and a weapon crate up here. As I said, of all the locations, this is probably the lowest rate to spawn. Most of the other ones are there more times than not. This one's a bit rarer, so do check it out, but if you struggle with the jumps, don't stress too much about this particular structure. Moving on, we're going to go slightly southeast, just a short distance to the edge of a broken highway section. This one needs a little bit of parkour love on here. You need to hang off the edge, so walk backwards slightly and press X to hang. You will then need to press roll or circle on PlayStation to drop, and then X to hang again. If you watch my other video on these, you will know the value of these parkour skills. I highly recommend going through the practice range and figuring out how those work. They win me fights, they help me escape arc. It is really useful to be able to know how your character can move around without doing all the sweaty stuff. So good chance under here. This one appears most of the time, so make sure you check this one out. Relatively close to several spawns as well. Just a small distance southwest from that one, we have this random structure in the middle of the red swampy area. There's always arc in here, the remnants of arc, the first world stuff, so they're worth looking at. And there's also a weapon case in here with a relatively high spawn rate. I see this one in here quite a bit. Then just moving further deeper into the swamp, I almost didn't include this one because this one is probably the rarest of the bunch. I've only seen it here, or maybe 2 times out of 7 or 8 tests for this particular location. There's not a high rate of it being here, but you need to run through this large concrete tube out to the other side. This is probably the highest contestable area. You are sort of approaching player locations now. There's sometimes a medical bag here, and in the far corner you will sometimes find a weapon crate. I'm just showing you a run here, so I'm not giving you a perfect situation. Sometimes you will find these and sometimes you won't. This is one of the particular locations where the spawn rate does seem incredibly low, and I assume it's just because it is a high path area, right? There's lots of players coming in and out of here for many different reasons, so I think the ones more off the beaten track are going to be more successful for getting better loot. So moving on now, we are all the way to the south, near the testing annex, just to the southeast. Again, a couple of spawns right near this location. Make sure you check those towers during the blooming events. There's always baskets, or a good chance for baskets up there. But you can also find a weapon case on the back of the truck down here. I assume that won't be there if an enemy spawns there, so that might be determining where some of these crates appear. From there, we are heading a small distance to the southwest. There is another raider structure here. This one is a really good spawn. It's similar to the other one, the way you have to climb up, but I found that most of the time I check this location, there is a weapon crate here at the very least. So same as before, to jump up, you will sometimes find medical bags and grenade tubes, so make sure you check out those. They do have a chance to spawn blueprints and all sorts of stuff, so I like the duffel bags, I call them blueprint bags. The medical bags, the weapon crates, and the grenade ones. I find some of my best loot in those, so make sure you check all the area out when you reach these locations. And then we'll move on to the next one, which is just to the southwest here at this strange structure. I always forget what it's called, and I can't see it on the map right now. This one's the same. Grenade bags, ammo bags, blueprint bags. medical bags, and the odd weapon crate. So this one's really worth checking into. I bought a pair of binoculars for this one. I'll show you why in a second. You might not need to, but make sure you get this medical bag and check inside this little building here as well. Sometimes that's where the weapon crate spawn. I bought the binoculars because there is another one, and this is the only one on the list that requires equipment. You will need either a snap hook or a zip line to reach this location. I'm using the binoculars from a distance to check which tower the weapon crate is on. I've only seen it on once, but my cousin has assured me it spawns on multiple ones, and I trust him without question. So it's always a good idea to get up high and see if you can find which one it's at. Otherwise, you're going to need to use 2 pretty much every time unless you guess right. It's a 33% chance to guess. If you get it wrong, you're going to have to zip line to one of the other ones. And in the interest of efficiency and saving materials, it's best just to run up to that location and have a look first. It's better anyway because there's loot up there too, and then you can be sure you're only going to use the one zip line. Alternatively, if you've got the safe pocket and you've got the snap hook device from the quests, you can bring that in, use that, and just put it in your safe pocket. I really want to get used to that, but I'm so terrified of losing it all the time. So here's the weapon crate here. There is also another small structure on the ground level that you don't need anything to get up to. This one right here that Phil is showing. You can climb on these little containers to the right there, and there's sometimes a grenade tube or a medical bag at the top there as well. Moving on to the last location. This is probably the second least common spawn out of this whole list, along with the one inside the big concrete tube. It's another one of those raider structures, but it is a right pain in the bum to climb because you have to jump past this big metal tube, spin and grab. It's really quite complicated, quite annoying, quite fidgety. I wouldn't stress this one too much unless you've had a complete bummer of a run and you've got nothing to really show for it. But as with all the other structures that look like this, there is a chance for a weapon crate and bags to appear at the top. I can't stress enough, whenever you see these structures, even if you don't climb them, always look inside. They are almost always full of useful bits and pieces, not necessarily the massive epics and the cool stuff you want, but the basic supplies and really cool items that are really useful. So make sure you always check these structures out. I do get to the top eventually in this one. Unfortunately, there was no spawn. But as I said, this one is probably one of the lowest on the list. The cleanup on this particular method depends on your approach. If you're simply incorporating a few of these spots into your runs, you should be good to go. However, if you're doing it as a route, I've found it typically takes 15 to 20 minutes, depending on players, arc, events, etc. At this point, most players have left the lobby, so it's relatively safe to explore higher risk areas. I say relatively safe. Walking blindfolded across a motorway at 3 AM is safer than doing it during rush hour, but it would still be pretty stupid to do it and not expect the odd articulated lorry. So just make a decision here whether you want to keep looting or leave, but the cleanup is relatively simple because you haven't really interacted with much of the map, so you can either just leave or try and look for other locations. The extraction, this is one of the downsides to this particular method. If you're using it as a route, you're likely to be left with a single extraction location or maybe one with just a couple of minutes left. I probably don't need to tell you how often these are camped by the type of people who set fire to bugs with magnifying glasses and don't return their trolley at the supermarket. If you're confident with the route or just doing regular runs, Raider keys are relatively inexpensive, and I've yet to encounter players while using one ever. In 200 hours of gameplay, I've never had an issue at any of the extractions on the Raider keys. So do consider bringing those in. If you've got a bit of spare cash and you've got the extra safe pockets, it is worth bringing one in with you. Obviously, if you're doing this at night, don't worry too much about the Raider key. With maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, these loot locations have weapon crates, blueprint bags, and medical bags more often than not. It's not unrealistic to leave with 3 or 4 epic weapons or rare weapons, but you will have the odd run where you're full of bellettas, anvils, and arpeggios. Blueprints, while not common, do appear in the bag sometimes, so make sure you keep an eye out for those. At all of these locations, don't just go for the weapon case that I've selected. These areas have a higher chance of spawning good loot. I'm pretty confident in that, so just make sure while you're there, just have a quick look around and grab any other bags and items you might find. If you've watched to the end, I cannot thank you enough, and I really, really mean that. I love making these longer videos, but YouTube very rarely pushes them. It pushed our last one, and you guys were fantastic in your response. We really appreciate it. So if you've got this point in the video, please do like, please do leave a comment. It really helps push the video out. If you've got any questions, let me know below and I'll get back to you. And any suggestions, I've had some fantastic life-saving suggestions in the last one. By all means, share your wisdom down below and help all the players out. See you in the next one.
Come on, bro. Appreciate that. Tips and tricks I wish I know.
20 tips I wish I knew at level 1 in Arc Raiders. Let's go. Tip number 1, understanding your enemies. This is probably the longest tip of the entire video, so if you already have a good understanding of how each enemy works, feel free to skip ahead using the timestamps below. At launch, there will be a dozen different arc threats that you'll need to familiarize yourself with, and each one of them brings a unique threat to the battlefield while also having unique weaknesses. First up, we have ticks, pops, and fireballs. These enemies are typically found indoors, with ticks being the lightest threat of the bunch. These tiny little spiders will jump on you when you're least expecting it and deal damage over time, but you can pull them off using the interact key and kill them pretty easily. Next, we have pops, which are lightly armored units as identified by their white metal coating, so they're pretty easy to kill, but are extremely fast and disruptive. They'll rush towards you with the lone goal of exploding at your feet, dealing substantial amounts of damage. Fireballs, on the other hand, are more heavily armored units that take a bit longer to destroy, but are also noticeably slower. These aim to disrupt your looting and combat indoors by lighting raiders on fire, but can be quickly destroyed by shooting the weak point that opens up as it begins to use its fire attack. Next, we have snitches. These are lightly armored airborne units that act as a police drone for the Ark. If it detects you, it'll begin calling in reinforcements that can only be stopped by killing the drone fast enough. If you fail to do this, it'll call in some of the next enemies on our list, starting with the Wasp. This is another lightly armored airborne drone with mounted machine guns that can really mess you up if you're not careful. You always want to aim for their rotors, as these are weak points that can disrupt their flight pattern and cause them to crash and burn. Next, we have the Hornet, arguably one of the most terrifying enemies on the list, as these heavily armored flight units, as you can tell by their black metal coating, will electrocute and stun you in place for 2 full seconds while dealing high damage. And while heavy ammo can penetrate these higher tiers of armor, I still recommend focusing on the back 2 rotors that are far easier to destroy. This leaves us with the big boys. These are the scarier, more heavily armored units that deal fatal damage and typically require an entire team to take down. First up, we have the Bastion. This is a slow-moving, tank-like enemy with a fully automatic turret that aims to suppress you with continuous fire, even when behind cover. And while it may seem indestructible at first, you'll actually notice these yellow weak points on its leg joints, as well as this cap on the back of its shell. Breaking these weak points will slowly break it down and eventually allow you to kill it. Next, we have the more lightly armored cousin of the Bastion in the Bombardier. This is an ARC unit that specializes in long-range heat-seeking missiles and is typically accompanied by a spotter drone that will paint raiders as an enemy target for the Bombardier to follow up on with pinpoint accuracy. This has similar weak points to the Bastion, so aim for the kneecaps yet again. Next, we have the Leaper, a larger spider-like enemy that has been making waves on social media for vaulting itself at players from what seems like miles away. And when it lands on you, it'll perform an AoE slam attack that will likely kill you if you're caught in its radius. To limit its movement, you want to aim for the kneecaps yet again to try and dismantle its legs, or aim at the eyeball to deal substantial damage. The scariest elite level enemy is the Rocketeer. This is a heavily armored flying saucer of death that deals extreme amounts of damage and typically guards high tier loot zones and extracts around the map. This shoots 2 rocket projectiles at a time and can typically only be dodged with a forward leaping roll. If you want to fight this thing, you'll need copious amounts of heavy ammo and a coordinated team to try and pierce the armor covering its thrusters, which is why I recommend avoiding these in the early game entirely. And lastly, we have the Queen. This enemy is in a league of its own as the first world boss in Ark Raiders, and is something you should avoid at all costs until you're much later into the game. She protects a harvester that is used by the Ark, an encounter that contains several high-end crafting materials and weapon blueprints as rewards. It has multiple attacks and can attack you from crazy ranges, and typically requires more than 1 squad to take down, which is why we'll likely end up making a separate guide for her later on down the line. Tip number 2, the skill tree. These are passive ability points that you unlock every time you level up, giving permanent upgrades to your character over time. You need to be careful about which skills you choose, however, because as far as I can tell, there hasn't been a passive skill reset feature in any of the previous playtests, so choose wisely. We actually have a deep dive of the skill tree and recommended pathing dropping later today, so be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to see that type of content. Tip number 3, understanding weapons and ammo types in Arc Raiders. Weapon archetypes typically dictate what type of ammo your weapon will use. You obviously have shotguns using shotgun shells, SMGs and pistols using light ammo, assault rifles, light machine guns, and snipers using medium ammo, with most single-shot weapons like hand cannons and lever-action rifles requiring heavy ammo. There are a few exceptions to these rules, but they're pretty rare. You also have legendary weapons that use energy ammo, but you likely won't come across them until much later in the game. Light weapons are generally pretty strong against enemy raiders, but have low penetration against heavily armored Arc units. Medium ammo is a decent all-around ammo type for both raiders and Arc alike, while heavy ammo is a high-risk, high-reward type of ammo that is generally paired with low rate-of-fire weapons, with the trade-off of high damage per shot and high penetration against heavily armored units. Weapons have a durability stat that will need to be managed between raids, and you can even upgrade weapons and find higher rarity attachments that can help them perform even better or give them unique effects. Tip number 4, bring way more ammo than you're used to. The Arc are everywhere and are extremely aggressive when they're alerted of your presence. This means they'll relentlessly track you down, and Arc enemies do quite a bit of damage, so it's often better to fight them instead of just trying to run. Except Rocketeers. In the early game, always run from Rocketeers. Even if you learn to target the weak points like we covered earlier in the video, you'll still burn through quite a bit of ammo, and you should always try to have extra reserves available should you need to take on players. Tip number 5. Sound is arguably one of the most important aspects of Arc Raiders. There are so many different sound cues that you can take advantage of, and you should always be listening. From car alarms to metal detectors, security cameras, sniper turrets, alerted Arc robots, and even shots going off in the distance, everything can be used to your advantage. The more of these you can avoid when approaching points of interest, the more likely it is that you can catch another team off guard or loot a high-tier loot zone undetected. And what most people don't think about is the fact that you can purposely leave some of these security systems untouched, letting them work for you and against you. It gives you a random kit with basic necessities after loading into a raid. This is a great way to eliminate risk while trying to restock on materials, or even come out with huge profits that you scavenge off other players. Keep in mind that these are extremely basic kits with minimal ammo and healing supplies, so you'll need to be careful about how you maneuver about the map. Tip number 7, valuable early game resources. Fabric and Arc power cells are some of the most valuable early game materials you can find. You use these constantly, and if a couple raids don't go your way, you'll probably run out of them. Fabric is the lone resource needed for crafting entry-level bandages, while Arc power cells are used to craft shield rechargers. Fabric itself can be found pretty commonly while topside, with several other items recycling down into Fabric as well. Arc power cells are a bit more scarce, as you need to be intentional about looting Arc threats that you've shot down. And while Scrappy does loot some basic materials for you, it's not enough on its own to sustain your healing and mats over time. So make sure you're actively looting these resources while topside, and you'll have a much smoother experience early on. Speaking of shields, tip number 8 focuses on how shields actually function in Arc Raiders. Unlike other PvP games where shields act as overhealth like in Apex Legends and Valorant, the shields in Arc Raiders offer damage reduction to the amount of damage you would normally take to your base health. This creates some interesting gameplay mechanics when healing, because you can still die when taking damage while your shields are active. This is why I recommend that you always heal your base health first, followed by your shields when in combat. The light green shields reduce damage by 40%, but have the smallest shield size, or what they refer to as charge, at a value of 40. The medium blue shields have slightly higher damage reduction at 42.5%, but have nearly double the shield capacity at a charge value of 70. The heavy purple shields have the highest damage resistance by quite a substantial margin at 52.5%, but only have a slightly higher shield capacity than the medium shields at a charge value of 80. The higher grade shield that you wear, the larger movement speed penalty you'll receive, but this penalty can be reduced by the use to the weight passive skill early on in the conditioning tree. Tip number 9.
That's what I'm going after right now.
To keep, sell, and recycle is one of the hardest parts of Arc Raiders. We'll be diving much deeper into inventory management over the coming days, but at a high level, loot has a ton of different categories. You have the obvious ones like weapons, ammo, and shields, but you also have less intuitive things like valuables and topside materials. valuables are strictly used for monetary value, so you can always feel comfortable selling these. Topside materials, on the other hand, are much harder to distinguish because they can either be labeled as recyclables or as topside materials when they're actively used in crafting recipes. You also have higher rarity materials that can be used in more advanced crafting recipes, but can also be recycled down for additional lower level components, so it can be a bit confusing at times. Luckily, the game does a good job of telling you what each material can be crafted into, which definitely helps a bit. So as a good rule of thumb, keep at least one copy of each craftable material until you absolutely need to break it down. Tip number 10. When space gets tight in your backpack while looting topside, you can recycle items down into more commonly found resources such as fabric, for example. So instead of carrying around higher tier recyclables that all break down into the same thing, you can just break it down on the fly and immediately save space in your backpack to loot other things you find in raid. It's also important to utilize the quick move feature as often as possible because dragging and dropping individual items takes far too long and creates larger vulnerability windows while looting. But if you use control click on mouse and keyboard and X or square on controller, this will instantly move items into your backpack and significantly speed up your looting. Tip number 11. When you return to Speranza and are in need of additional space for your loot, you can actually upgrade the size of your stash by clicking this easily missed expand button at the top of your inventory. This will steadily increase in price over time as you make your stash larger, up to a maximum of 200 slots if you own the base version of the game. Tip number 12. When you drop into a raid, it's crucial to
200?
plan your route. If you have a quest item
Wait,
tracked
what?
for a
Say that
specific
again?
resource that you need to obtain, you can actually hover different POIs to better understand which ones will contain those materials. While it's important to know where you're going, it's equally as important to know your exit. If you have an object for a specific resource that you need to obtain, you can actually hover different POIs to better understand which ones will contain those materials. While it's important to know where you're going, it's equally as important to know your exit. If you have an objective across the map, try to as you make your stash larger, up to a maximum of 200 slots if you own the base version of the game. Tip number 12. When you drop into a raid, it's crucial to plan your route. If you have a quest item tracked for a specific resource that you need to
I
obtain,
got more than
you can
200.
actually hover different POIs to better understand which ones will contain those materials. While it's important to know where you're going, it's equally as important to know your exit. If you have an objective across the map, try to identify nearby extraction points and how long they have left on their timers for a safe extract.
Type shit.
These are variable extraction timers that can change raid to raid, and if you're not paying attention to these, you can easily end up missing your extraction window. You then put your life at risk by venturing across the map to an entirely different location and potentially losing your loot to either Ark or another team. Tip number 13. Stowing your weapons significantly increases your movement speed while simultaneously draining less stamina. It's easy to do this when traversing long distances, but incorporating this into your more combat-focused moments will make a drastic difference in your overall movement speed and stamina management during PvP engagements and difficult fights with the Ark. Tip number 14, next up we have the dodge roll. This movement mechanic is great for dashing in and out of cover during a fight or avoiding big hits from enemies. But what most people don't know is that it can also be used to reduce or completely negate fall damage from certain heights. In this example, I dodge roll and take 0 damage while my teammate forgets to do so and loses a bit of health. Do keep in mind this only works up to reasonable heights, so don't get too crazy with this idea.
Yeah.
Tip number 15, trigger discipline. It's easy to see a target and instantly want to take a shot, but in a game like Ark Raiders that has a longer time to kill, there are moments where it's actually better to take the extra second and 3-2-1 an enemy target with your team. Rushing your shot can give enemy players the opportunity to reset behind cover or result in deadly interactions with tankier Ark units. So if you have the jump on a team, capitalize with a coordinated first push and you can instantly shift the dynamic of a fight. Tip number 16. While on the topic of PvP combat, shoulder swapping is one of the most powerful mechanics you can use in Ark Raiders. This allows you to swap the hand that your weapon is in and grants a far better perspective when peeking around corners. This is vital in third-person shooters because when you don't do this, you leave yourself much more exposed during combat. And something else to keep in mind is that you typically want a right-hand peek whenever you can. Arc Raiders uses a default right-tilting camera similar to other third-person shooters, which naturally tilts the perspective of your character to favor their right-hand side. This often gives the advantage to right-hand peeks because, as you can see here, peeking from a right-handed perspective allows my body to remain behind cover while still being able to shoot my weapon. But when I swap shoulders and try to do the same thing on my left side, the rocks block the barrel of my gun, requiring me to be more exposed. Tip number 17, understanding enemy flares. If you see enemy flares popping up in the distance, you always want to count how many have gone up into the sky to determine what type of situation you could be approaching. If you see 2 to 3 enemy flares, for example, there are 3 likely possibilities. The first is that one team of players was completely wiped out by another, the second is listening for bastions and rocketeers that could have wiped out enemy raiders, and the third is that 2 teams are still actively fighting each other, especially if you continue to information with audio cues will give you the best chance at predicting the scenario correctly.
Hey, bro.
Tip number 18. Understanding spawn locations is extremely important. Map spawns are consistent locations in Arc Raiders, so understanding where you've spawned during previous raids will help inform you about where potential threats could be coming from. Tip number 19. There are no damage numbers or hit markers in Arc Raiders. So when fighting enemies, you'll need to rely on visual and audio cues to understand how much damage is being done.
This game is amazing,
When
man.
damaging an enemy raider's shield, you'll see lighter sparks come off of the player. But when that shield actually breaks, there will be a far more profound flash that takes place that is also accompanied by a much louder audio cue as well.
That blue
and when
little
you see
thing.
blood spray out of that enemy, this means they have no shield at all. And when you guys are battling the Arc and begin to see sparks, fire, or smoke, this means the enemy is close to dead. This can be all the information you need to coordinate a push and potentially eliminate enemy teams or higher tier Arc threats. Our 20th and final tip might just be the most important one you hear all day, and that's how to get over gear fear. I heard a saying once that I really loved, and it was, at the end
I'm
of the
chilling
day,
on
it's not your loot,
Shinobi
it's
Strikers
just your
for now
turn
for a
to
little
use
while.
it.
I'm still
Letting
playing,
high-tier
yeah?
loot waste
But I
away in your
mostly play like
stash
off
does
stream
nothing
type shit.
for you, and just isn't fun.
I wanted
Plus,
to go ahead and
using
get
better
me...
gear has noticeable effects on your survival rate, because higher-tier items are higher-tier items for a reason.
I want to get
so
to
you may as
B1
well
so I can
use
get some
them.
esoteric
We also
scrolls.
have crafting patterns,
And then that's
traders,
it. I'm
and
gonna just
free
chill.
loadouts that can restock us if things go wrong, so you really don't have that much to lose. Just go out there and have a good time
But this
gaming.
game is really
And
nice.
that's it.
I don't know. Do you play
20
this?
tips
Or you
everyone should
maybe you're
know
thinking
at
about
level
getting
1.
it?
I hope you found this guide
Hopefully,
useful, and if
you
you have
watch my
tips that
gameplay, you
weren't
might
covered in this video, I'd love
like
to
it
hear
enough.
more about them down in the comments below. Liking this video really does help the channel grow,
I'm at
and you guys can
A5.
catch me live over at
Come on.
twitch.tv/above, where we'll be grinding like crazy all week long.
I think I'm at
Anyways, that's it from me. Thank you all so
C1?
much for
I
watching,
mean, C1
and I'll
or
catch you
4.
topside.
I'm not sure. But I did play a little bit of it for a while. I just finished my little YouTube video. I was eating to while watching. Let's jump back into these battlegrounds. I'm gonna hold this, hold that, hold that. I got my SMG there just in case. And then we're good. I really play COD or Fortnite style games. Oh. Alright, taste it. Well, this is kind of like my niche. This is like my niche in a sense, I'd say. It reminds me of Warzone DMZ. Like an extraction shooter type shit. So, you go in, you loot, you come out with good stuff, blueprints, guns, and what's not. You got PvP and you got PvE. I like this type of shit. Not my type of game to be for. I understand, man. But I'm glad that I at least play one game you like, so. You know, I realized something too as well, even though it kind of hurts me a little bit, but I don't really mind it. But Shinobi Strikers does give me a lot more support than other games. I'm just hoping that Arc Raiders could do something like Shinobi Strikers too as well. And I'm going to go ahead and mix both of them with Warzone in between. And just have a little fun, yeah? Over here, the water. Okay, I'm going over this way. Okay. he was saying over here got weapon crates too as well. But I'm gonna check that one over there first. I can't really see those towers, so I don't know which one has it. Gotcha, man. That's what I always keep telling people. Even though for a while you might hear me talk about Warzone in a type of way like I don't like it, I just don't enjoy how they've been treating us. But that will forever be my game in a sense, you see. Cause when I started streaming, that's the game I started streaming first. Then Fortnite and the rest of them. But I like shooting games because in my head I always thought of myself being a sniper in real life too. Because if I had to be in the military or what's not, I would go ahead and train to be a sniper, yeah? Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna get up there. Can I climb this? Well, there's a way to get up here, right? But I just don't know yet. Gotcha, man. Yeah, same here, but only single player. Come on. I needed... Okay. I really want to waste too much time on this. It's not even working, though. There's a weapon crate to the top of this. Why wouldn't it just put a ladder there, bro? For me, I prefer old school modern warfare game. Come on. I'm trying to see if I could jump. There we go. That was so hard. Can I remember that? Then we could jump up here. Campaign was peak in those PS3 eras. I feel you on that, for real, for real. For real, for real. But this is the weapon crates spot. I'm just gonna... Oh my god, I thought I fell down. I didn't want to. The weapon crate was supposed to spawn right here. It's not there though. Oh man, that's some bullshit. And I just wasted some time trying to get up there. We need to try Modern Warfare for them remarks. Come on.
Go to that location.
If you do, by then, I should be good enough to protect and teach you how to play. And if you do want to still, I'm going to be playing this a lot more on my Twitch. So if you don't see me streaming it over here, you can come over on my Twitch and find me over there, yeah? But what I like about it is you could talk to people, and mostly I've gotten 15 to 10 subs off of it by just telling people to follow me. I like the in-game Permaxity chat thing too, because right now I'm talking by myself, but if I press down on the D-pad, then I could talk to everybody in the map. Sometimes you meet friendlies, sometimes you don't, so that's the scary part about it. I was playing Ghost of Yeti and Tsushima. I saw that.